This will be interesting. No, it won't be. They're both headphone amps. And I just spent a good deal of time A-Bing them, and other than a slight power discrepancy, they sound pretty much the same. The big difference is this is World War II all over again. This is Germany versus the US. This is the fight to the finish. Not really, but I mean, we'll have to look at it. Something exciting's got to happen in this video. On my left, Asgard 2. Schiit, Asgard 2. On the right, G109-A for Anniversary Edition. The Lakepeople. German name. I don't understand how Lakepeople... whatever. Sounds like a horror movie on sci-fi. This Asgard 2 has been abused. It's been places and seen things. There's scratches and dents. And then these disgusting... These are to screw in really sharp metal points to decouple your amp from the table because... I don't know. The person I borrowed it from didn't put these on. The person he bought it from put these on. And that person needs to be found and locked away. I can't even get them off. They're like adhered with epoxy or something. But let's go over both units. Physical build. Front of the Asgard, you got a knob and a headphone out and a little white LED. The back of the Asgard, you get an input and output, a high-low gain, a power switch, and a plug. Front of the Lakepeople, you get a volume knob. The Asgard is a smooth volume knob. The Lakepeople is a clicky. It goes click, 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 click. You get not one, but 2 quarter-inch outputs. And they're identical. Sometimes they'll do a high and low gain. Not here. They're just 2. Which I wouldn't recommend using 2 different efficiency headphones because... Train, literally, if you have a really inefficient set of headphones plugged in and you're listening to them, and then you also have a really efficient set of headphones plugged in, you start turning that knob and those explode into flames. Power button in front with a green LED for power. The Schiit usually comes with a little stick-on rubber feet. The Lakepeople, really nice gold feet with foam bottoms, not rubber, foam. The back of the Lakepeople is full-size power connector, same like on the Schiit. We have a grounding wire here, in case you want to ground. And we've got these slightly recessed left and right RCA inputs. And that's it. No gain switch. And that's really the only major difference. No... Alright, so here we go. We're going to start this review. Now, I've been running them for a while, and this is cool to the touch, and this son of a bitch is hot. Warm. Like, I would definitely just like, oh man, it's cold out. Let me just heat my hands up on this. So, the Schiit being Class A is going to do that. This, not going to do that. It's also really, really heavy compared to that. Germanness. Americanness. I will say this about the Lakepeople here. When I first got it and took it out and touched it, that was the last time it was ever clean. Whatever this material is, it's aluminum. It's aluminum. It's a finished aluminum, and it feels like Teflon. It's got such an amazing feel. Like of non-stickness. And every time your finger brushes against it, you gotta like get a microfiber towel and rub it clean, or it'll just look... Just put it on the floor. It'll just look like ass. So you gotta constantly do this to get this constantly clean. It's still not clean. So it's black with gold. Perfect match for the Mezes. From a color standpoint. Feels good. The Asgard here, again, sharp corners, American sharp corners. Good finish. I mean, sharp corners, but we'll get over. You'll all get over that as soon as you don't feel anything anymore. It's got this massive opening on the top for heat to be let out, which I don't even know that works because the whole box is just hot. The whole thing is hot. There's vents everywhere, and Mr. Softy. just interrupt this video for Mr. Softy Break. From my switching back and forth, sharing the Emotiva's RCA output to both of them, setting the volume on that, matching the volume on this, using my now on the floor, a million miles away, Sescom AB switch with quarter-inch adapters with basic. I really tried to hear a difference because the prices are not the same, obviously. The Schiit, $250. That's a reasonable price for an amp. And then the Lakepeople, when you convert from euros, is $405. Now I know Mastrap had this for $400, so a whoop-de-doo $5 savings. Whoop-de-doo, Mastrap, you did it again. And because people tell me I don't read enough specs on this channel, let's read some specs. Technical specs. The way they break down wattage outputs for headphone amps is based on the ohm load. So there are 600 ohm headphones, which are really usually hard to drive, but the power is the lowest at that. And then they get to the lighter stuff like 50 ohms, and the wattage goes up. So on the Lakepeople, I'll read you the two numbers at the top. I'm going to link both of these pages also in the description, so you can look at them yourself. But max output for 600 ohm is 590 milliwatts, so more than half a watt. On the Schiit, maximum output power at 600 ohm is 190 milliwatts per channel. Is that per channel in this? Wait, doesn't say. Fuck! Flips table. So reading specs is a fucking bunch of bullshit. Per channel. So I'm assuming that you have to double that to get what the thing is saying for here for the Lakepeople. So 590, it's 600 versus 400. So they're close. Because this is going per channel, and this is not going per channel. And fuck website design. And inconsistencies. And if we look at the 50 ohm, Lakepeople, 1900 milliwatts, so nearly 2 watts, versus 50 ohm, 1 watt per channel, so 2 watts. So power isn't really a massive, it isn't off by a bunch, it's off by a little. And that shows, because when you actually turn the knobs, they almost line up. You actually have to give a little more to the Lakepeople to push things. Just a little more. If I was judging this based on the high gain on this, because I was leaving this on high gain to shoot off, because this doesn't have high and low gain, it just has it. And yeah, I was pushing this knob slightly further in the o'clock scale. Obviously the output on this is a pre-out, so you can use a knob in the front to control the output for powered monitors. The only problem with that is you do have to unplug your headphones to, I mean, it will output, I think it'll output all the time. I only tested it once, and that was when I first got it. But I'm sure someone in the comments can fill it in. Can't you comment, trolls? Here, we'll plug them in. And I will at least have them play on this video. High power, power on. Oh god, Stax amp. It wants to be in the video. Now, when they put the RCAs like flush like that, like you could see it's flush, it's very cute looking, but it makes high-end RCAs, which I don't recommend, like super high-end RCAs, never. I literally paid $3 a piece for these. So I don't think I'm buying expensive art. It's really well built. See what happens is you sort of crash. Boom. Into the actual case itself. Alright. That clicks on. Green LED. I miss green LEDs. Even the white on the Schiit stuff is starting to get a little annoying. I may get a red magic marker and just red. Where's my thing? Because we can't do anything here simple. It's a Z review. Doesn't matter which headphone plug. Minimize this. She looks smart. Tell me some specs. Now, here are the Samson Z55s with the hybrid pads on them. And I have this side of the table is Grotto 500Es, PS 500Es, and my 600s. And this side of the table are the Argons, which is a Mark II Fostex mod that I'm going to review or have reviewed. I'm not sure what order. And these are Samson's competition to the 840s and well, I would say M50s, but the M50s don't compete with anything but dollar bills that they have to fight off because there's so many people buying them still. But basically, they're monitors. They're good monitors. And these are hyper efficient, which is why I have the output gain down. Yeah, nothing. All right. Now, either I'm a bad reviewer, I'm a bad listener, I've got terrible hearing, but I don't hear a goddamn difference. And I've listened to every genre on fucking 6 pairs of headphones, more than you even see here. I just didn't want to crowd the table. And switching, fast switching, slow switching, long songs, repeating A, B, I can't hear a difference. Can't hear a difference. Sorry. Sorry, I'm obviously a terrible reviewer. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He can't hear it because he can't. Because they're both very good. When an amp is shit, I'll tell you about it. But right now, if you're looking at a features list here. This has no features. It has 2 headphone outs, which again, if I plug these super efficient headphones in and then whip out my HG600s or these Mark II Argons, you no longer can play them both because one will play very quiet and the other one will explode. So 2 headphones out is interesting. I guess if you're a couple, if you and the wife want to sit down and do movie night with headphones, you could buy this. You could buy this and you can plug it in, exactly identical headphones, everything's happy. This, American made, pre-outs. I mean, obviously you gotta unplug this to use the pre-outs properly, but a high-low gain. Really clean volume knob. I like the notchy volume knob. I do. I feel like that's going to provide a little more constant, like, yes, 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 yes. And this is sort of like real smooth, but it doesn't have no flaws, no breakup, no left and right discrepancies. Which one do you want to buy? Which one do you want? You want the black and gold or the silver and white? That's what it comes down to with this review. You want to spend $400 or $250. The $250 gets warm, and the $400 does not. Call them by their price. German American. I'm trying to think of tank names. Tiger versus Sherman. Actually, that's way too small to be a Tiger. Like, we need a fucking, like, my computer case. Tiger tank. They're both good headphone amps. I have nothing negative to say except for this one costs a bit more, and it's an anniversary edition, and it's black and gold, and that's fine. But didn't like rock my sock. Like I didn't plug something. Nothing I've plugged into it and done a either direct plug or A/B switch comparison. It's blown me away. On either of them, actually. I mean, if I'm comparing to like the PHA amp there, which I could pull out of that stack and just review on its own. It would be, other than the fact that it's digital volume, it would probably sound real similar. There's no extra bass, there's no extra treble, there's nothing to offend. Bad review. Congratulations, I've just completed one. Fucking Grados. Leave them plugging these in. Oh, God. Yeah, I pulled the Grados out because highs for eons. We'll get to that review as well, unless it came out before this. And if I can't hear a discrepancy in the highs, and I can't hear a discrepancy in the lows, and I can't hear a discrepancy with super closed cans, and I can't hear a discrepancy in my 600s and soundstage, these sound equally as good. So there you go. I can't give you anything else. Power specs are in the description. If you need, I mean, they'll both power 600 ohm headphones, so that's when you start spending up these amounts, 250, 400. You start more than the $100 K5, and you start looking into like $200 an amp. So it's the PHA's 200. This is 250. You start getting into, okay, you have hard to drive headphones, and obviously my T50 RPs actually qualify similar to the difficulty those are to drive, so I use those instead. Good shit. Good Lakepeople. Not the same ring. Not the same comedic ring.